What's up guys, BET365 is here, and in this video I will show you few extremely important things that you need to know about the WebRTC. The whole video we will talk about WebRTC and we will see what is inside this extremely important browser ID. So let's start our lesson from the website browserleaks.com. On the browserleaks.com we will check our IP address, and now as you can see my Holland IP address, it's the IP address of my server, and a little bit lower you can find the WebRTC, WebRTC public address, and the DNS also, but DNS doesn't matter right now. So what is the WebRTC? WebRTC, which means Web Real-Time Communication, it's a special technology to make possible conversation and video and audio streaming between the browsers. This technology was made, I think, in the year 2012. And this technology hiddenly appears in our browsers. Nobody except the developers didn't know what is this technology mean and why they create it. So this technology allows, for example, it was very popular sometimes on the Facebook, where you can call, for example, you are using Chrome browser, so for example you're going to Facebook and you can call another person which uses, for example, Chrome, Firefox, Opera, and you can see each other and make a conversation. It's very useful technology, but this technology has a specific problem. The problem is that there is a possibility to get the real IP address of the user and bypass the proxy and the VPN sometimes, Why it happens? As you already know, when we are surfing the internet, we are working with the two protocols, the TCP and the UDP protocol. TCP is the main, and for example, this is the virtual machine of my Antidetect, and for example, I'm trying to hide my real IP address. What should I do? I will launch Proxyfire, for example, and in the Proxyfire I will input proxy and connect to the proxy. Or I will find another proxification solution like a proxy cap, like a bitwise, like something like that, But all those proxification solutions, or Tuntusox, all those proxification solutions has a very big problem. They support only TCP protocol. So that means if you are using Proxyfire or some similar software, you can work only with protocol TCP, but not with the protocol UDP. That means if I will turn on proxy, this IP address will change it, because it's from the TCP protocol. But this IP address, the WebRTC, will be my real IP address because Proxyfire doesn't support UDP protocol. And the case is not only in the Proxyfire, the proxy servers also doesn't support, in most of the cases, they doesn't support the UDP protocol. So that means, for example, you are using some website, I will show you on the very popular website, which name is BET365. So we're going to BET365, Bing, google.com, BET365. We're inside. So how do you think? Does this website uses WebRTC or not? We can investigate it, and I will show you how. Let's close it, Let's close it. For example, the website BrowserLeaks. Now we know that he is using the WebRTC, but how can we find that website using this WebRTC if he doesn't tell us? Pretty simple. You need to open the new page and input Edge WebRTC internals. Yep. And here you're inside the browser WebRTC API. Yeah. And as you see, there is a browserleaks.com. Yeah. You see it's here. And if we will see, if we will select stats, if we will read stats from the legacy non-started API, as you see, there is a there is an address of the website which requests the WebRTC, and also there is a specific server. That name is Stun server, stun.l.google.com, and it uses port 19302. Yeah, so that means this website, the browserleaks.com, gives our browser specific instruction to go to this Stun server, communicate with him, and get the response and send it back to the browserleaks.com. So it works. I will now show you. It works like this. Let it be the website. Browserleaks.com, yeah. Yeah, this is the browser, and that will be our, this is the website, yeah, and that will be our browser. Yeah, this is, I don't know. Okay, this is our browser. So the browserleaks.com sends specific instruction to our browser. So this is the specific instruction which are sent by the browserleaks.com to our browser. And our browser, based on these instructions, need to connect to another server. Yeah, and it will be Stun server. Stun.l.google.com, port 19302. Yeah. So, and there is the request. Good. Yeah. So the browserleaks.com gives instruction to our browser, and our browser sends request to the Stun server. Great. But to get this IP address, our browser need to get the response. Yeah. So the Google Stun server gives the response to our browser, and after that our browser send the response to the browserleaks.com. So this is the algorithm how this shit works. Yeah. And even now, when we are communicating, when you are listening to this video, yeah, even now my browser is communicating with the Stun server of the Google. Yeah. And here we can find the specific packet. Yeah, you see, this is our IP address. Take a look at it. And this is our IP address, which we can find just here. So using this pretty simple algorithm, the website can retrieve your real IP address, yeah, bypassing proxy, as I said before. So what we need to do? Really, a lot of top websites using this WebRTC technique to get the user IP address, yeah, to get and recognize when user are trying to hide his ID. So how can we defeat this this kind of attack? Pretty simple, yeah. As you maybe remember, inside my Antidetect there is a pretty simple tool which name is WebRTC. Let's put it here. So we will launch WebRTC. Yep. I will close my browser. Just remember the IP address here. It's from the Holland. So I will now close the browser, and in this WebRTC I will click enable WebRTC privacy mode, and after that I will input some IP address. Let it be, for example, as Google DNS 8888. Yeah. Click apply. This is the backup file. DNS test failed. Oh yeah, sure. Okay, let it be 13, 13, 13, 13. Something like that. IP change okay. Great. Let's check it. Browserleaks.com again. We are going to WebRTC dig test. Great, we made it. IP address successfully changes. But let's take a look inside the WebRTC. Again, Edge, WebRTC internals. Yeah. So this is the we will read stats from the legacy non-standard, and we will try to find yeah, there it is. This is our IP address. Everything looks pretty well, yeah, as you see, but unfortunately it's a fake. You cannot work this way, and I will now tell you why. Take a look on this parameter, candidate type. Now it's host, yeah? Just remember this. I will now close the browser, revert the WebRTC settings, IP revert, okay, yeah, and try to take a look one more time. Yeah, besides, we need to clean up our firewall. So we are going to Windows Defender Firewall, Advanced Settings, Outbound Rules, and we will delete those two rules, which was created by the WebRTC software. Now we are completely ready to launch Microsoft Edge. Oh, sorry, I have already launched it. We will go again to the browserleaks.com, to the WebRTC. Yeah, one more thing, Edge flags. And here we need to set this option, anonymize local IP address exposed by the WebRTC, to default, and restart our browser. So now everything looks as at the start, yeah? But let's take a look on the WebRTC candidate type. Again, legacy non-standard. Let's try to find our IP address. Yep, there it is. You see, this is our IP address, and the candidate type is different than the host. It's server reflexive. What does it mean? The candidate type can have three values. First is the host, the second one is the relay, and the third one is the server reflexive. And only one is valid. It's the server reflexive. That means if there as a candidate type will be host, that means the WebRTC server locates on the host machine. That means, for example, we are not on our, for example, on our home laptop, there is a stone server inside. You understand? It's a bullshit. It's a complete bullshit. And anti-fraud system will think that you are trying to cheat. And they may request additional documents from you, or they will just block you. So that's it. That's the finish. How to spoof the WebRTC in the proper way? Anti-detect browsers can do it. Not my virtual machine. Anti-detect browsers. How they work? We'll go here and it will be anti-detect browser. Yeah? In 100% of the cases, all of the anti-detect browsers are based on the open source browser platforms. For example, any one of you can go to the GitHub, download the, for example, Chromium, yeah, and modify it as you wish. You can spoof any parameters inside and after that compile it by the Ninja and everything will work well, yeah. So inside the anti-detect browsers, there is a special, in all of the anti-detect browsers, there is a specific functionality which gives you an ability to change the IP address of the WebRTC. How it works? This is actor, yeah. Okay, let be just an actor. So when actor wants to change the WebRTC, he goes here on the anti-detect browser, yeah, and anti-detect browser will spoof WebRTC response from server. So that means anti-detect browser will not send the request to the stun server. He will block it, completely block it. And he will just give the response to the site which requested the WebRTC IP. And anti-detect browser can make his own personal response with the IP address, with the proper IP address, yeah, with any IP address, with the proper candidate type, and the website will not recognize this spoofing algorithm. Do you believe me? Looks pretty simple and looks like a true, yeah? But it's also a fake. It's a fucking fake. You know what? I will now show you pretty simple, interesting thing. We will go now to the website as before on the BET365. .nl, yeah? .nl? Yeah. There it is. Let's take a look. Oh, the BET365 has also two requests. Let's check them. So this is the first one. Oh, you see? This is our IP address and also server reflexive. So what does it mean? But if we will take a look here, it's a little bit different than the Google server, as you can understand, yeah? For example, the browser leaks uses this Google server. That means he has no control on this server, but not the BET365 and similar platforms. Because the BET365 has a control of this server, he can detect your fucking anti-detect browser in pretty simple way. When we are going to this website, first the TCP protocol will works, yeah? Do you agree with me? So that means the BET365.nl, when we came in there, first he will know our IP address. this parameter, yeah? This IP address was received using the TCP protocol, which we can spoof using the proxy and the proxifier, for example. But when BET365 are trying to get our UDP protocol, our WebRTC IP, yeah, this IP, what he will receive? He will receive nothing, because the Antidetect browser will block the request to the what? Hold on, bidirectional. The Antidetect browser will block this, request to the instance server of the BET365. That means the BET365 instance server will not receive our IP address, and this means that BET365 will only receive our TCP address, but not the UDP address. It's completely similar to just block the WebRTC. But there is a little issue. When you are using Antidetect browser, yeah, he will also make a response to, for example, BET365. Yeah, he will make a response with the IP. So that means, for example, you are using IP address. Your IP address is hold on. This is your IP, your TCP IP, yeah, your IP address, your proxy IP address, yeah. So the BET365 will see this IP address by the TCP protocol, but he also trying to get this IP address using the UDP protocol, using the instance server. But the request will not go here because it will be blocked by the Antidetect browser. And Antidetect browser will get the response to the BET365 with the same IP address as the TCP protocol have. But BET365 at the same time will not see this IP address on the instance server. So the BET365 cannot understand what the fuck is going on. The user has the TCP IP address, yeah, right? Right. And user tells me his UDP address. And user didn't connect it to the instance server. That means what? In 100% of the cases, that means user are trying to hide his ID. User is using spoofing system. That's the way how anti-fraud systems can detect the Antidetect browsers. And pretty simple. So it will be like a timestamp. When you're going here with the TCP, yeah, I'll show you TCP there, and you must get the same IP address with the UDP, but you will not send it to the instance server. That means instance server will not get it, and it will be, as I said, 100% that this actor is using some kind of shit Antidetect browser. And actually all of the Antidetect browsers work the same way. They are not trying to communicate with the instance server. They just make a pretty simple fucking spoofing that can only bypass the browserleaks.com, for example, yeah? So it's really easy to sell this to the client who doesn't know how the system works. So that's why, as I said, Antidetect browsers is a shit, and any anti-fraud system can detect them. Also, I must tell you that that WebRTC has also ability to send the server ID, server name, yeah, and the specific fingerprint. Have you ever heard about the WebRTC fingerprint? Yeah, it exists, but I will tell you about this fingerprint in the next video or on my next webinar. So, is there any solution to spoof the WebRTC in the proper way? How do you think? The vector anti-RTC, it's shit. You can't use it. You can't use this shit. I'm telling this maybe last 4 or 5 months that don't use the anti-RTC. So anti-RTC is a shit. Anti-detect browsers make also shitty system. How can we survive? How can we defeat the anti-fraud system? I will now tell you how. So let's make another picture. Yeah. Hold on. Yep. Ah, gosh. Well, something like that. So we will not use the anti-detect browsers. Get lost. We will use anti-detect 3, but only personal version. Yep. So inside the VirtualBox, maybe you know, maybe doesn't know. Inside the VirtualBox there is a pretty good NAT system. NAT is the virtual router inside your computer, yeah. So this is the NAT. Yep. Hold on, I will put more arrows. And you will understand what I mean. For now, there is no working solution to properly spoof the WebRTC. Because if you will try to implement UDP protocol inside the TCP, UDP request inside the TCP, and try to communicate with the stun server will just don't understand you, because he is waiting for the UDP request, not the TCP request. So if you are selling them 1 million TCP requests, that means nothing. It will not, the stun server will not answer you anything. But also you cannot send the UDP request because your proxy and your proxifier doesn't work with the UDP. So what is the solution? I have made the solution using some magic, some specific street magic, and I have made a few changes to the NAT system of the VirtualBox on which my anti-detect was based. And I want to show you how it works right now. What I'm doing, I'm not blocking anything. I'm just let the request goes. Yeah. This arrow is not correct. Oh, that's great. And now this arrow will be green and this arrow will be also green. How it works? Let's take a look. So this is our browser. Yeah. Let's take a look just here. Yeah. So I have a VirtualBox has a specific developer console. This console can be turned on any version of the VirtualBox. Yeah. And this console can be also can be opened on the anti-detect. I don't want to show you because it's a console. This console is only for developers. I will show you how it works. I'm thinking I will put it somewhere here, maybe on the top menu, something you know, some another button, some another screen on which you can change your WebRTC in a proper way. So how it works? Let's take a look on our IP address. Let's change it. Yeah, we can change this IP address as we want. For example, google.com generate random IP. Generate random IP address. Yeah. Okay, let's make it 5. So this is the first IP address. I will now, on the back screen, I'm going now to the console, yeah, console of my Antidetect, and I will now change the WebRTC, request and response, and I will put this IP address. I have taken this website, the random browserlink.com. Yeah, I have taken this website because I just want to make you sure that this video is not directed and the system works as I'm telling you. So everything is okay. Let's refresh the page. Wow, it's the local IP address. Okay, let's take another one. Yep. I will now go back again to the console, and I will put this IP address here. Wait a minute. Yep. And hold on. 208.155.23219. Okay, let's take a look here. Yeah, great, we made it. So we have taken the second IP address from this random list, yeah, and our public IP address has changed successfully. Let's take a look here. Let's refresh the page, yeah, and we will take on the browser leaks legacy. Let's take a look here and find. Oh, there it is. This is our IP address. Is it correct? Yep. Is it correct? It's correct. And also candidate type is server reflexive. That means everything works as it must. But also we need to check the BET365, of course. Let's go here and try to find the BET365 connection. Where it is? Maybe another one. Maybe this one. I'm sure that this one. Yep. This is, oh, you see, this is our old IP address. Old one. Let's refresh the page. Yep. It has successfully changed. Oh, it's browser leaks. Let's again check on the BET365. Where the fuck it is? Yep. As you see, the IP address is 100% as our chosen from this random list, yeah. And we have received it from the official server of the BET365. Also, let's take a look, for example, on the Chrome. browserleaks.com, the WebRTC. Yep, as you see, it's it's the same IP address, the same one. If we will download the Firefox, let's wait a little bit. So this system, while the Firefox is installing, I will tell you, this system gives you an ability to work with any proxy, from the faceless, from the 911, from any another provider. And you can, for example, choose automatic WebRTC IP spoofing or the manual, yeah, and also browserleaks.com and also all the stun servers can make the timestamp. Yep, as you see, without any manipulation, without any moves inside the browser, our IP address change it as we want. Okay, let's take another IP, just for example, random IP generator. Let's generate it again. I don't know. Let's take this, 33. For example, we will take this IP address. So I'm now going to console again, and I will set this IP address okay, and let's refresh the page. Yep, IP address changed. Let's go here. IP address changed. Let's go here. IP address changed. And even if we will check it on the creep.js, extremely helpful tester, yeah? Even if we will check it here, this is our IP, yeah? Do you remember it? So, on the creep.js works, on the browser leak works, on the BET365, let's check the BET365 inside the Chrome. And also Chrome, WebRTC, WebRTC internals. Wow, how many websites. So the BET365 legacy, let's find our IP. Yep, the same IP address as in any other browser and server reflexive. So as you see, I didn't change anything inside the virtual machine. I didn't change anything inside the browsers. They are completely clean without any extensions, without any setting, some kind of flags. Yeah, as you see, completely default browser. That means when I'm changing, I will keep it in let it be my secret, yeah, how I made this. Oh, this pretty this pretty arrow maybe can tell us. So I have made few magic tricks inside this net, yeah, let it be magic net. And now this magic net can communicate using the UDP protocol. So that's how it works. But now most of you can just close this window, yeah, and go and have a lot of whiskey, because now you are completely understanding why you can't work with the anti-detect browsers. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for your attention. But for the some category of people, I will tell additional information. Users which has personal anti-detect personal versions, the latest personal versions, yeah, which are my client 1 month ago, 1 year ago, 3 years ago, yeah, anyone. Or users who just want to be my client, you can help me and I can help you. If you are already my client, I need testers. I'm trying to find 20 testers to test the GUI and test this WebRTC magic net, yeah? So I need 20 people with the personal versions only, not the Patreon version. And if you are existing user, I can give you rapid update with the completely new changing system. Also, I want to show you that, not here, where it is, here. I want to show you that in the latest version there are more presets and comparing to the previous, yeah. So you will receive the latest version, and you will receive latest version with the WebRTC spoofing system, yeah. And also I will give you some access to the first on the detect.expert to the social rate checker, yeah, which are only available to the higher grade personal version users. And I will give you access to the social rate pumper. Those two, the social rate pumper on the detect.expert and the social rate checker on the detect.expert is a secret features. But if you will be my tester, if you will help me, I will also help you. Yeah, and if you are not my user, but for example you have already contacted with the Antidetect support and you are thinking about to buy the personal version, I can also help you with the big discount. Yeah, and you can receive this software in just maybe 3 days, and you will receive it. But also I need the response from you, and I need to know a little bit more about your work, yeah, because actually I'm not looking 20 people who are working with Amazon. I'm looking for the people who are working with the random systems. Yeah, for example, someone works with Amazon. I have already some guy with Amazon. Someone works with eBay. Some works with the Paxful. Some works with the BET365. Yeah, you know. So I need to take the response from a lot of systems. I have made my personal tests and it looks gorgeous. It works just extremely well. And not comparing with the regular WebRTC spoofing shit. So, guys, I think that's enough. Thank you so much for your attention, and in the next video or maybe webinar, I will try to talk with you about the WebRTC fingerprint, which also doesn't have been spoofed on the anti-detect browsers, and about the WebRTC server names. And I have a lot of another interesting info. Thank you so much for watching this video. And remember, the main anti-detect is inside your head. If you will understand it, if you will understand what I'm talking to you right now, yeah, what I have shown to you, any anti-fraud system will be defeated by you. Any. But you need to learn. Knowledge is the best investment. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.